I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Now, today we're reading from the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, and let's focus on verses 1 through 5. You nations, come here and listen. You peoples, pay attention. Let all the earth hear, and all that fills it, the world and all that comes from it. The Lord is angry with all the nations, furious with all their armies. He will set them apart for destruction, giving them over to slaughter. Their slain will be thrown out, and the stench of their corpses will rise. The mountains will flow with their blood, and the heavenly bodies will dissolve. The skies will roll up like a scroll, and their stars will wither as leaves wither on the vine, and foliage on the fig tree. Isaiah once more turns to matters far removed from the events of the 7th century BC. Chapter 38 closed with a glimpse of the new heavens and the new earth. Chapters 34 and 35 concentrate on the universal judgment of the wicked surrounding the day of the Lord, and the endless joy of the redeemed, portrayed in terms of flowering in the desert. So the portrayal of the day of the Lord focuses, initially at least, on the negative side. It is a day of vengeance, a year of retribution. God is angry with the nations whom He has called before Him. He threatens their total destruction, and the language is apocalyptic. The Apostle John confirms that the day of the Lord is upon us. Revelation 6, verses 12 through 16. Then I saw Him open the sixth seal. A violent earthquake occurred. The sun turned black like sackcloth and made of goat hair. The entire moon became like blood. The stars of heaven fell to the earth, as a fig tree drops its unripe figs when shaken by a high wind. The sky separated like a scroll being rolled up, and every mountain and island was moved from its place. Then the kings of the earth, the nobles, the military commanders, the rich, the powerful, and every slave and free person hid in caves and among the rocks of the mountains. And they said to the mountains and to the rocks, Fall on us and hide us from the face of the one seated on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb, because the great day of their wrath has come. And who is able to stand? Israel had conveniently forgotten the vengeance of the covenant, the jealousy of God at work within the confines of His own chosen people in order to punish transgression, to discipline them into greater holiness, and to purge evil from His people. The broad truth is that God's saving work, the bringing of His people into a covenant of grace, it's not intended to induce a spirit of moral complacency, which we see very prevalently within the church. Rather, we should enter into a spirit of determined ambition to be holy and to obey God's word. Disobedience must expect rebuke and punishment if the disobedience hard-heartedly continues. You know, God's love, and He loves His people, and He will never forsake them, but He will chasten them. He will discipline us when we fall into sinful ways. Today's passage is a strong reminder of the predictable end of those who receive the Lord's name in vain. Those who want to be known as Christians, and yet they never truly surrender to the gospel. If God truly is your bridegroom, shouldn't you be a faithful bride? If He truly is the Lord, as Jesus says, why do you call me Lord, Lord, when you don't do what I say? God keeps His word, and He is both faithful to judge, just as He is faithful to save. So now, how would you choose for Him to be faithful toward you? I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Now, Groundworks Ministries operates entirely through financial donations from faithful people like you. And yes, we need your monthly support. Donating is secure and it's easy at our website, groundworksministries.com. You know, another way to help is to tell people about Groundworks Ministries. Share these podcasts with friends and family and on your social media. Of course, you can always direct folks to our website, groundworksministries.com.